Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Danielle, and today I'm going to be talking about some holiday romances that you should read before the end of the season. 'Tis the season for some holiday romance recommendations. I'm here getting in the Christmas spirit with my Nutcracker Christmas sweater on, and if you've seen my holiday romance novella recommendation video, in that video I am wearing my favorite Christmas sweater, which is my Jack Skellington Christmas sweater. But I have read quite a few holiday romances over the years that weren't necessarily novellas. There will be a couple in this video that I have read this year that I want to add on to, but quite a few of these are just regular length novels for this recommendations video. So let's get right on into it with 'Tis the Season for Revenge by Morgan Elizabeth. So this book is about Abby. She is dating Richard, who is a lawyer, and all she wants to do is be taken to his Holidaze Christmas party. It's the big thing, and they've been dating for 4 years, and he's never taken her before. She is really excited because he actually invited her to his Halloween party this year, and she thinks that that's the in she needs to get invited to the Christmas party. So he shows up to pick her up for this Halloween party, and she comes out in a little bunny outfit, and he is not feeling it. He breaks up with her and is pretty much like, "You were never for me. This is why I didn't want to show you off. You are too embarrassing." She likes pink and floofy things, and she kind of reminds me of Elle Woods from Legally Blonde. But Richard is not about it, so he breaks up with her. She is devastated because she thought they were going to be together forever. So she goes online and pulls up a dating profile and starts swiping through some people. She actually sees his boss on this dating profile site, and she decides to swipe yes to him. And it kind of goes from there. She is planning to get his boss to take her to the holiday Christmas party so she can show up and be like, "Look, somebody actually did want me and he's better than you." So she starts dating his boss in the hopes of being taken to this party, and I don't want to spoil anything else for you, but I will just say that this was a really fun, spicy, age gap, grumpy sunshine Christmas romance that I think you should definitely pick up. Then the next book I want to talk about is Lovelight Farms by B.K. Borison. This follows Stella, who owns a Christmas tree farm that is not doing so well. So she actually enters into a contest on Instagram where she writes a little bit about the farm, but in doing this, she wants to kind of spruce it up so people will come and visit, and she says that she owns this idyllic Christmas tree farm with her boyfriend. So the problem is, when the Instagram influencer wants to come and visit the farm, Stella doesn't actually have a boyfriend. So she enlists the help of her best friend Luke to pretend to be her fake boyfriend. Luke was not expecting this at all, but it turns out that fake dating his best friend might actually turn into a little bit more. So pick this one up if you're looking for a cute holiday romance. Then the next book I want to talk about is The Holiday Swap by Maggie Knox. In this book, we have twin sisters, Cass and Charlie, and they are both bakers. Charlie is actually on a show right now where she is the host. She actually hits her head and loses her sense of smell and taste, so she's not able to judge the baking contest anymore. So she asks her sister Cass, who is running her family's bakery back at home, to switch places with her. Cass, who is having some problems of her own, decides this is the best option to get out of town, and she decides to take her sister up on it. So they do end up switching lives, but while they're in each other's lives, they each find someone that they really like but can't tell them who they are. This causes some problems, and I don't want to spoil anything for this one, but you should definitely pick this up if you like baking, twins switching lives, mistaken identities, anything like that. Then next up, I have A Very Merry Bromance by Lyssa K. Adams. This is part of the Bromance book club, but you don't necessarily have to read them in order. This one is about Colton, who is our country music star, and Gretchen, who is an immigration attorney. She is kind of like the grump in this situation. They did date for a little while about a year ago, but she left him and he was not happy about it. A year later, Colton is struggling with his music and needs something to supplement his income. Gretchen's family actually offers him a job being the spokesperson for their whiskey brand, and she has to be the one to go ask him to do this. So Colton agrees to this with the caveat that they go on 3 dates before Christmas because he wants to prove that their spark is still alive. I really enjoyed this one and thought it was a great holiday read, so I highly suggest you pick it up. Next up is In a Holidaze by Christina Lauren. This one follows Malin. She's having a rough time. She's down on her luck. She still lives at home. She just had a breakup. She's not a fan of her job. But this Christmas season, they are going to her favorite place. They're going to a cabin in Utah with some other families that they normally spend their Christmas holiday with that they haven't seen in a while. So they go spend their holiday. Doesn't really go that great, but on the way home, the family gets into an accident as they're headed to the plane. When Malin wakes back up, she actually wakes up on the plane heading back to Utah. So she's kind of concerned. She's like, what's going on here? And she gets there and everything is repeating itself. So this is kind of like a Groundhog's Day Christmas holiday romance. So this one is pretty funny. There are quite a few hilarious disasters that occur that send her right back onto that plane, waking up and starting her day fresh again. So Malin's goal is to figure out what's going on, break this time loop, and get her one true love under that mistletoe. I really enjoyed this one. I really liked the Groundhog's Day aspect to it. That movie was one of the ones that my dad used to play over and over again. So it's just like a classic in my mind. And I really enjoyed how Christina Lauren took this and brought that into their book. So definitely give this one a go if you haven't already. So next up is Written in the Stars by Alexandria Bellefleur. This is a queer Pride and Prejudice retelling that follows Darcy and Elle as they fake date during the holidays so that they can get their families off their backs. So after their disastrous first date, Darcy, who is one of the main characters, is talking to her brother who actually set them up and says that the date went well just because she wants to get him off her back and stop having him set her up. So her brother goes back to Elle, who he set Darcy up with, and says, oh, my sister said this was a great date. Like, is everything going well? And Elle is confused because she thought the date went terribly, but wants to save face and goes, yeah, it was great. Like, we're gonna start dating now. So they end up having to start fake dating to get their families off their back. They go to, I believe, Thanksgiving and Christmas stuff together. Obviously, they don't expect to develop real feelings for each other, but maybe opposites can attract when true love is written in the stars. Definitely check this out, though, if you are looking for a good holiday sapphic romance. Next up on the list is The Mistletoe Motive by Chloe Lysse. This one follows Gabby, who absolutely loves the holidays, and Jonathan, who is pretty much a bah humbug. They both work in a bookstore. The bookstore, though, has fallen on some hard times, and the owner tells them that one of them is going to be let go after the season. So Gabby and Jonathan, who both love working there, decide amongst themselves that whoever has the most sales for December is going to be the one that stays, and the other one is going to have to leave. So Gabby believes that she's going to be the one to win. She has all these holiday tricks up her sleeves that she's ready to toss out, but Jonathan keeps coming out with things on his own and throws her off every time. So through all the tricks and hijinks, Gabby actually meets a side of Jonathan she's never seen before. He isn't as cold-hearted as she originally thought, and she kind of starts falling for him. I really enjoyed where this one went, and I think you should pick it up if you love bookstores and holiday romances. The next one I want to talk about is A Merry Little Meet Cute by Sierra Simone and Julie Murphy. This is a steamy plus-size holiday rom-com following Bea, who is an adult film star who accidentally gets cast in a family-friendly Christmas movie, and Nolan, who is a former boy band pop star who is cast alongside her. So after being cast in this family-friendly film, Bea needs to keep her adult porn star background kind of hidden from people. Nolan, though, who is the boy band star that she had a huge crush on growing up, knows exactly who she is. So they immediately take a liking to each other and start sneaking off set for quickies, but they have to keep their relationship under wraps because there is a nosy reporter digging around and they don't want them finding out what's going on. This was a fun read and you should definitely pick it up this holiday season. Then there is Tangled in Tinsel by Trilina Pucci. So this one is a spicy Why Choose holiday novel where we follow our female main character as she gets snowed in with 4 of her super hot bosses. So she thinks that they're off limits, but they look at her like they want to eat her up, and they definitely do. So if you are looking for a spicy good time with 4 guys and 1 girl, definitely pick this one up. Then I have From Snowball Fights to Hot Summer Nights by Wren K. Morris. So in this one we follow Dancer, who is part of Santa's delivery team. He is taking over for a friend who recently got hurt. He was supposed to put on a charity performance, and Dancer is actually going to do this performance for him. It is at a strip club, so he actually goes and dances for his friend. He is instantly loved, and he meets Candy Cane, who is one of the other dancers there. Candy Cane takes an instant liking to him, but she realizes that out in the audience there is somebody else there for him. So she can tell that the guy in the audience, whose name is Trevor, if you haven't read From Cocktails to Sleigh Bells yet, please read that one. That is the first in this series. You don't necessarily have to read it, but you get a little bit more information on Trevor, who is in this one. So like I was saying, Trevor is there for Dancer because he has a huge crush on him. So Candy urges them to act on their feelings, even though she has feelings for them as well. They realize that they both have feelings for her too, and they are going to try and make this little threesome work out together. I really enjoyed this series altogether. I think you should pick up both of them if you haven't already. Next up is Trick Shot by Kayla Grosse. This is an MMF spicy Christmas novella that I really enjoyed this year. We follow Leo, who has a twin brother who is actually a hockey player. Leo is in the airport on Christmas Eve heading home, but there is a big storm coming. So he's kind of just waiting it out right now. But as he's waiting, up comes Riley. She recognizes him, but thinks he's his brother, and he just kind of goes along with it. He takes an instant liking to Riley, and as soon as he finds out that both of their flights are canceled, they were going to the same place, he ends up taking her home with him instead, under the guise that he is his brother though. So Leo has his best friend Jace pick him up from the airport. Jace pretty much lives with him. They are sleeping together, they're best friends, but they do not say that they have a relationship together. They have never defined it. They've always said that they see other people, and as soon as they see Riley though, Jace immediately wants her as well, and hijinks ensue from there. Like I said, this is a really spicy novella, so be aware of that going in. So Leo and Jace really enjoy their time with her, but again, Leo has not told her that he is not his brother. Obviously, she's going to have to find out at some point, so please read this if this intrigues you at all. I had such a good time with this one. Next up are some novellas that I'm just going to go through quickly if you're looking for a short holiday read to pick up this year. Enticing the Scrooge by Jessa Kane is the first of the novellas that I'm going to talk about. This one follows Edison Scrooge. He is supposed to be getting married in order to claim his inheritance, so he's having a big party at his house one day. He does not want to get married, but somebody knocks on the door and he answers it, and it is Blessing. He immediately falls for her, but she is having nothing of the sort. She actually takes care of all the orphans in the area, so he is on the hunt to find her and have her for himself. This is just a quick read, and sometimes Christmas miracles do happen. Next up, I have In Stockings by Hannah Haze, which is a Christmas Omegaverse novella. This one was a fun one. We have our main character who is dressed up as an elf. She is working with Santa at the hospital so that all the little children can go and tell them what they want for Christmas. And she comes across this pack that she used to know when she was in school when she was younger. They have a daughter with them, and the daughter pretty much takes a liking to her right away and invites her out to have dinner with them after she's done. So we have this bubbly little girl who has these 3 dads, and these dads all fall for this girl immediately. They're like, I remember you, we went to school together, but you weren't an Omega then. What happened? So obviously, since they like her, they're all gonna get together. And as it is with Omega Verses, there is a lot of spicy time, and it was really good. I love how the daughter pretty much plays matchmaker for her dads in this one. Next up is 3 Stolen Kisses by Cassie Mint. In this one, we follow Allie, whose dad is this rich guy who has these Christmas parties every year where anybody can come, your phones are taken, and you can pretty much do whatever you want. Allie has always been paraded around at these parties. Her dad dresses her up and makes her fill up people's glasses, and this year everybody has started hitting on her because she is really pretty and she just doesn't seem to realize how pretty she is. All Allie wants though is her dad's bodyguard, Saxon. So this year Saxon notices some of the guests getting a little handy. He comes to Allie's rescue and protects her, and the story goes from there. It is super short, so I don't want to spoil any more for you, but pick this one up if you want a good bodyguard, age gap, daddy romance. And then the last book I want to talk about today is probably my favorite holiday romance ever. It is super spicy, which I've come to expect from this author, and I have probably read it like 10 to 15 times, and I will continue to read it every year. And that book is Gifting Me to His Best Friend by Katee Robert. This book follows a married couple, Emma and Grayson. They are on holiday over the Christmas season with their best friend, Derek. They've always had feelings for each other, but this year, Grayson decides that what he's going to give Derek for his present is going to be his wife, Emma. So this follows Emma, Grayson, and Derek while they all get down and dirty over the holiday season, and their feelings and everything come to light, and they have to figure out how to get through that and come out together in the end. So if you are looking for a really, really spicy good time, this book has all of that. There's not too much plot in it. It definitely is a spicy book, and that is the main point of it. But I absolutely love this, and I think you should check it out. So that's it for all the holiday romance recommendations that I have for you this year. If you have any for me, please leave them down below in the comments. I would love to read them and then maybe talk about them next year. Please like and subscribe, and I'll be back next week with another video. Bye!